You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
Feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Well, hi-dily ho there, neighborinos. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Will Dog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
I'm f***ing back. Let's go.
He is ready, folks. He is fired up. But let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
What's up, guys? Yeah, it's always more fun when there's three of us. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
I missed you, Kev.
Thank you, guys. Sorry.
It is a little fumble-rooski when we're just like waiting for somebody to pipe up and give us a chuckle because you're there. You got the chuckles, man. You've got the sly kind of underhanded.
I'll slide into those DMs. I'll get in
stuff
there.
that I don't hear until I edit it, and I go like, "Why did we like steamroll that? That was hilarious."
I like to whisper jokes and then like have them pop up for later.
All right, gang. Well, there's lots to talk about this episode. There's been mentions on Twitter. We've got a fan focus, and as always, an Ask Boltfam. But let's start off looking over at my sweater, this awesome sweater that I got.
Dick, don't get me started with that.
I love this sweater, and it says Boltfam on it.
Well, do tell.
It's my first
what is the
fam.
Significance of this sweater, Vordog?
So obviously this was given to anybody that is on Twitter has seen that this was gifted to me by the one and only Jen Mills, the Charger fan of the year, Jen Mills. And they're not
See how it is.
not sold in stores. So if you want one, tough.
Too bad.
Tough Titty said the kitty with the
Me and Kevin are over here
That's
just
right.
pouting.
Yeah.
I'll try the giveaway. Maybe I'll get one. I
Yeah,
don't
try
know.
for the giveaway. Maybe you'll get one. But
Or I'll just wait till
shut up,
Adam
you're
comes in
such a
town for a game.
Maybe you'll
gonna-
get one,
he's gonna-
Kev. Maybe.
Kevin, Adam's going to misplace this when he comes to the next game.
all I'm saying is we
Better
all
not bring it
know.
with you to the next time we're
Yeah,
together.
one of us will
Simple
steal
as-
that.
That shit
All
gone.
I'm saying is we all know who Jen's favorite is.
Whatever.
Tomato
You-
bullshit.
You deserve it for always being here.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Who's
Your
not
perfect
missed an episode yet?
Yeah.
Mr. Reliable. Yeah.
All right, that's my perfect attendance award right here, folks. Bolt fam sweater.
I never once got that in
Oh, no,
elementary
no,
school,
no.
middle school,
And
or high
you
school.
never will.
Never will. Not even on my own podcast will I be here every time.
Nope.
Okay, for reals. Let's look over at Twitter and start off with Ian Rappaport, who tweeted out veteran wide receiver returner DeAndre Carter has agreed to a deal with the Chargers. The former Washington and Texans and others weapon lands in LA. Way to call it, Kyle.
Yeah, you call it, Coach.
That was your Bolt prediction. So you've used it up. You can't make any more Bolt predictions. Congratulations.
That was a bummer of a waste.
Yeah, walk-off home run on that one. That is a lame home
Retire
run.
now, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the signing. I mean, we obviously wanted to get younger at the returning
Mhm.
position, but it's just they're going to be short-term deals anyways. Andre Roberts we know what that is. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like he did it consistently as soon as we brought him in. We knew he was a locker room guy. I don't know. To me, it seems kind of like a weird move, but
Mhm.
I can't imagine Andre Roberts was demanding huge money. We just wanted to get 5 years younger, I guess, at the position. Which
It's getting younger, and then they basically did the same thing last year. They both ran one back, but I
Right.
think DeAndre Carter is definitely, we would try and throw Andre Roberts like the occasional kind of like reverse or something,
Mhm.
and
that's
it
the same-
never worked. But I think DeAndre Carter, like looking back at some of his highlights, he had a little more
Receiver presence.
just a little like
Yeah.
with rushing and a little more receiver presence.
Mhm.
So if you're kind of looking at the price and that, it makes sense. And he's younger, and he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be receiving much in this offense.
no,
With the wide receivers we have, but he definitely his punt return yards and his kickoff return yards are comparable, and he did run one back last year.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right, Kevin. I think if you look at DeAndre Carter's highlights, I think there's a surprising amount, at least comparatively to Andre Roberts, of receiving highlights of like just getting wide open in some instances.
Decent
And
route runner.
Yeah, decent route runner. So I think somebody that you can throw into the mix, somebody that is good for depth on top of the return game. But yeah, I mean, if you look just at the return game, they're pretty much comparable. In fact, I think Andre Roberts even had a slightly better season than Carter did. But I think Carter brings a little bit more tools to the toolbox, if you will. But so, I mean, it wasn't our decision. So he's a part of it. Let's go.
Here we go. Welcome to the team.
Yeah,
welcome to the team,
Andre.
Mr. Carter.
Rock and roll.
All right. And then Tyler Dragon.
Nice name.
Great
Pretty
name.
awesome name.
Tweeted out, the Chargers in safety, Derwin James, are cautiously optimistic. That's in quotes. They will agree on a long-term extension before the start of the regular season, per a person familiar with the situation. Both sides want to get a deal done. James is entering the final year of his contract.
I kind of felt like this was going to happen. And like the way that we talked about, like, you know, him basically recruiting players to come.
Right.
You better sign him up if they're coming over here to play with him. And then he's like, yeah, sorry, guys, can't get out of this. 5th year is going to be my last year. And then bye.
Right.
You know, it just doesn't work.
Well, he wouldn't have recruited people if he didn't want to stay. And
exactly.
We all know that our head coach, defensive coordinator is building a defense around the guy. So it's just inevitable. It's when, not if.
Yeah,
exactly. He's done too much for the team. And even in seasons where he hasn't played, like he's still there, like being a presence with the team. It wasn't just like, all right, I'm going to hang at my house while you guys go play. Like, no, he was still there on the sidelines, and he's a leader. He's a team captain for a reason. So I think it would benefit the Chargers, especially, to get a deal done before the start of the season. We'll see if that ends up happening. There's still plenty of time between this now and the start of the season, but
it's going to be more expensive after he wins a Super Bowl. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like it would behoove the Chargers to get a deal done. So get it done. Tommy.
Shamelessly positive contract. Let's sign that up right now before anything crazy happens.
Paid the man his money.
Yeah.
Push
the Bolt.
So looking at other places on Twitter, PFF, who is normally the bane of our existence, tweeted out a picture of a bunch of different wide receivers saying, who is the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL? And at the top of the list, as he is just about every stinking year that he plays, is Keenan Allen, amongst a slew of other wide receivers.
And this is a weird list too, because and Keenan clearly had something to say about this, but this is a weird list. Besides Tyler Lockett, these are all like guys that are pretty new to the league. Like PFF is just, it's so clear that us as Charger fans are triggered when you go after anybody like Herbert or Keenan Allen. It's kind of, we just get triggered and they'll get more action from it, is what I see.
I just think that, like, if Keenan Allen, I do think that he's underrated, though. Like, I understand Keenan's frustration with being clumped in with these guys. So it's Keenan, Hunter Renfrow, Tyler Lockett, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, Tim Patrick, Darnell Mooney, or fill in the blank.
Right.
Keenan is so far above and beyond all of those wide receivers that's why it's ridiculous that you even put him in there.
Exactly.
But it's not a who's the best receiver out of these guys, because everyone would say Keenan.
But it's still
who's the most underrated. I do think that Keenan's underrated.
But that's backhanded. This is disrespectful. This isn't like, this is a disrespectful way to go about saying that. It's you putting him up with a whole bunch of younger guys, sans Tyler Lockett. It's just and they also, PFF does a list, and he's a top 5 wide receiver in the league. Like, I just don't see this as like a,
but do you think he gets
aggressive?
Do you think he gets due respect in the national spotlight? Do you think he gets what he deserves?
I think it's a matter of the verbiage, right? This is saying who is the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL.
Right.
And and I just want to say that there was a tweet that I retweeted. I don't want to say that these were my words, but I saw this and I retweeted it. It was from Jason Ballier, who said Keenan Allen isn't underrated. Keenan Allen is underappreciated. I think there's a difference. And I think to throw him in as an underrated wide receiver.
What's the difference?
So the difference, I think, comes with Keenan Allen's response, which was the fact that I keep getting put on this post lets everybody know that it's for clickbait. 100 catches, 1,000 yards, the past 5 years, and 5 Pro Bowls straight to follow up. check your top 5 list and see if they have done the same. Stop creating a perspective and show the facts. So that's the thing. I think it's just like he said, it's clickbait. Like you're not appreciating him because he's with the Chargers. He's still putting up the numbers. The guy's catching more catches than any other wide receiver out there. Like, that's not underrated. That's just you not appreciating the fact that the guy's doing the work and he's putting the stats. Like, why is he even included in this list?
Yeah,
that's not
because he's underrated. Like, people don't rate him to his actual abilities.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know. I hear what you guys are saying. I think that he is way more elite than anyone on this list, and that's why he's frustrated. I get that.
As he should be.
But I do think that the casual football watcher, you're not going to put Devontae Adams and Keenan Allen in the same league, even though they are.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't think that Keenan's that far off, because he's underrated. People don't appreciate him for what he's able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan actually has more catches than Adams is right now. I don't know.
Exactly.
This is just like he said. It feels like clickbait bullshit.
But is Devontae Adams underrated?
No, because he played.
I'm not saying who's better, but who's underrated.
I just still it has to do with who is on this list for me. This is the problem I have. This is like a star next to a couple guys that are underrated. It's just
you're frustrated at the fact that Keenan's underrated, and it's not the fact that he's on this list, because him being on this list just means he's underrated. I'm frustrated that he's underrated too, and that goofballs on whatever show that was where that Kansas City Chief homer went off on him, saying he doesn't have the clout to talk about because he is underrated. Like, I don't think he belongs. He shouldn't be on this list because he should be appreciated.
Right.
But he's not, and that's just the truth.
It's the same argument of like Chargers don't have fans. It's like, it's just something that gets regurgitated every year, even though there just isn't any evidence to support that. Like, there's no evidence to support that Keenan Allen is underrated. But I get what you're saying, Kyle. It's like he's underrated because nobody is appreciating him. Nobody is giving him any value. And why is that? Is that just because he's the Chargers? Is it because he hasn't won a Super Bowl? Like,
he's doing his best
numbers
work
up every year.
He was doing his best work when people were saying our name incorrectly, when he was in the transition between San Diego and Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just fell in this weird, shitty little spot where we were not necessarily the highlighted team that we were back in San Diego. So it frustrates me. I'm on the same page with Keenan Allen on this. Like, it's just
100%.
It's just kind of if I make graphics. If I made this graphic, I'd be like, hey, look at this one, guys.
Right.
Like, it's just kind of a dick graphic.
Right. It's something to kind of stir the pot, poke the bear, and I don't blame Keenan for just being tired of it, because it's just too repetitive, man. Like, he's been in the league way too long to be that underappreciated.
But like,
underrated with these guys. Let's reframe it. Yes, he is underrated. Underrated in this class of
this group,
players that he's next to? No. Different it's a different thing.
Right.
He's not paid underrated. He's one of the top paid wide receivers in the league. So
exactly.
That's all that matters. Post how much you make in a game check.
Yeah, there you go.
You're valued and you're wanted, Keenan.
That's right. 100%. Yeah, we love you, Keenan.
Yeah.
Well, if you love us, folks, go on over to chargerchat.com. Check out some of the awesome stuff we have over there. Shirts, stickers, hoodies, and member section where you can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers and ask questions and ask Boltfam. So go on over, check it out. chargerchat.com. All right. Well, now it's time to go on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. Let's see which fan we are bringing into focus this week.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super pumped to have Ramon from LA. What's going on, my friend?
Well, it's cracking, Kevin, man. Super excited to be here. Love you guys. You guys are freaking amazing, and super stoked to be a part of it.
Oh, man.
Thanks for having me.
We're pumped to have you. We're excited to meet you. And you sent us an email, said some really kind words. I was like, dude, I got to get Ramon on. He's the best. I don't even know, but he's amazing. So let's find out more about you, brother. You know, how did you become a Charger fan?
Yeah, dude, so crazy. My mom was actually in labor with me on August 6th. And I found out just now that we got the same birthday. Yep. So it was like, 8:00 at night, they're playing the Rams preseason game. And my mom is like super soft-spoken, will always, to a fault, will kind of put others first. And my dad was like entrenched in the game because he's a massive fan. water breaks, and she's like, maybe I'll just wait till the game's over. So like 10, the game started at like 7. So 10 o'clock at night, they rushed her to the hospital. I ended up coming out at like 2:43. And so I always say, like, I was literally born with a Chargers hat and a Padres shirt on. So
I love it.
That's how it all started, man. And ever since then, just never miss a game. Just super passionate about the Chargers.
I love that, man. That's amazing. And I love the dynamic of your dad being a diehard, like, just keep it quiet. Like, that's very much how I am when the game's on. Like, honey, keep the kids, just keep it down low. But your mom took that to the next level when her water broke.
Dude, my mom is a champ. My dad, I'm still working on, because when they moved to LA, he's got some Sicilian blood in him. So he's ready to throw Spanos to the Wolves. And slowly but surely, little bit here and there, I say, Dad, we got a really exciting team. They're going to win a Super Bowl soon. Let's just get back on the train. Let's take a big breath. Let's go to some games.
I love it. That's amazing. And let's talk a little bit, being a fan of LA, we talked a little bit before, and you have season tickets. Like, what was that like, finally getting that season last year where we could go and like really experience the Chargers in person like that?
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. So like, we'd only ever gone to like one game a year or something. And then 2 years ago, my wife, gives me for Christmas, got an envelope, and it's just a picture like from our seats. She got season tickets, which is insane.
Awesome.
And so then, dude, we get to the game, the first game, and you walk into this place. And you guys, if you haven't been to SoFi yet, you got to go. We got to, meet up. We got to root the Bolts on. It is so amazing. And, with TV now, TV is such an immersive experience. It's like, why would you actually go to the game when you got beers in the fridge, you're on your couch, you're so comfortable? But when you go to this place, it is an electric, pun intended, environment, right? Like the guys are like cheering you on, and there's like genuine big amounts of Charger fans, which I wasn't expecting. Like we went to the Browns game, and I was like, man, the Browns always travel well. They're always loud. And there was a good number of them, but like the Charger faithful showed up, dude. And they were loud, and that game was just epic. So there was back and forth, and the Browns fans were cool. There's back and forth the whole game. And, they just pulled that game out. It was just insane shootout. So yeah, like SoFi is amazing. And if you guys are listening to this and you're from out of town, got to make a trip out to LA. Like hit up, Kevin Wolldog, oh shit. I forgot your brother's name.
Coach. Just call him Coach.
Coach. My bad, Coach. By the way, shout out to you three. You guys are freaking amazing. I love listening to you guys. Yeah, dude, it's amazing. So just love being part of the Charger fan base and just seeing how the team's growing. Now we got Staley, who even though there's some questionable, maybe fourth down calls last year, you listen to the guy talk and he is just so articulate, and there's a reason behind everything that he's doing. Like, and I don't know if it's him or if it's Telesco finally figured out like, hey, we've got to be a little bit more aggressive in free agency, or maybe it was, they finally got Herbert on the rookie deal, whatever it is. Like for the first time in a long time, I feel like this team is in position to make a serious run this year because we have the defense finally. We got a lockdown corner now, JC Jackson. And I was listening to, I forget who it was. I think it was Marcus Spears or something talking today about it. And he's like, dude, the Chargers are the favorite to win the division now because they're the only team in that division with a legitimate defense. And Herbert, arguably, from week to week is as good, if not better than Mahomes. So I'm super pumped, man. Like I can't wait for the season to get here. I can't believe we're not even at the draft yet, but yeah, just super stoked.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped. Everything you said, I completely agree with. And there's a certain level of excitement with like what's coming up in the draft and like how this team is going to look so different from last year. Like, what are last question for you? What are you most looking forward to, before the season starts?
Dude, so, the draft, I guess, is exciting, but I'm really excited to see how Staley's defense is going to come to play on Sunday. Because last year he was trying to put a square peg into a round hole, and he was trying to make it work. He had a few pieces, But now I think with Khalil Mack, Bosa screaming off the edge, you got Derwin floating around in the back, causing all kinds of havoc. And then JC Jackson. I'm super stoked. You know, the offense is going to be good. If they can figure out the right side of the line, they're going to be really tough to beat, man. So super stoked for the draft. I hope they go with, I don't know who's your, like, if you had a crystal ball and you could take any player in the first round, who would you take?
For me, I toss it up between an offensive lineman, right tackle like Penning or Jordan Davis, just because he's a freak. And I know people are kind of like off of him and they're looking at wide receivers and stuff. I want the beef. I want the offensive line. I want the defensive line, because those guys, there's something about those guys that, you know, you got to take them when they're available.
Yeah, I would take either of those guys, and then the other guy I would go for is Stingley, the cornerback. Everything I hear about this guy is like he's, you know, either the biggest, you know, boom guy in the draft or maybe the biggest bust, but they're in a position now where they can take that gamble because they're so solid, you know, everywhere else. And low key signings, like, you know, they got the long snapper, they got a punt returner, like all those little pieces I think are going to come together, and they're finally going to be a complete team that can go deep in the playoffs.
I'm ready for it, man. Well, Ramon, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. We really appreciate you and your support and all the kind words, man. And let's definitely hook it up for the first game of the season at SoFi, and let's meet up, man. Let's throw them back. I'm
stoked, man. I can't thank you enough for hitting me back up, man. You guys are doing an amazing job. And can't wait to meet you in person and scream out some Chargers.
Let's do it, brother. Look forward to it. And all right, man. Well, we will definitely talk to you soon.
Thanks, brother.
Well, everybody loves Ramon, right?
Ramon. I love Ramon.
Everybody loves Ramon. And
Ramon
God,
doesn't
what's
love
that one
me,
guy?
apparently.
What's his name?
What's his name?
It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, God.
I love
Kyle. You're looking for Kyle.
Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
It's not your fault, Ramon. I have a very generic, very normal name. It's not easy. It's not easy. It gets forgotten.
Yeah, I mean,
Kevin and Kyle.
I forget it all the time.
And Coach. I mean, Coach is you know, regular. It's not Huggin or Wool Dog. Like, those are so wild and
How did I get the nickname Huggin?
Rhymes with Duggan.
Because you talked about giving people hugs when you saw him.
Yeah, you're a lovey guy.
What that was all about. Okay, yeah. I forgot.
Doesn't matter. Can't love you, bye.
Can't love you, bye.
Yeah, Ramon. I mean, obviously, you're preaching to the choir, buddy. This is an exciting season, and with all the pieces that we have going into the draft, it's an embarrassment of riches right now. I think going into this draft, the draft's going to be exciting just because we don't know what it's going to be. I think it's all going to be determined on who picks what before us. Like, that's really what's going to be. It's all going to be the drum roll that like just all leading up to pick 17. So,
and hopefully it goes our way like it did last year, where it was just like Rashawn
pretty freaking
Slater,
sweet.
soft landing into the Chargers.
Silver platter.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully we get something like that this year.
We'll see how it goes, but we'll definitely meet up at Thunder Alley, buddy, and we'll toss one back for sure. So thank you for coming on and chatting with my man Kev. And now, folks, it's time to go on to the next segment. It is Ask Boltfam. Let's do it.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys.
Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do.
I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy. That's right, folks. It's Ask Boltfam. And we are going into this hot with House of Hain, who asked the question. What the f*** is the draft and the start of the season, not this Sunday? I miss football. K-love you, bye. P.S. F*** the Raiders with a hot poker all the way to the hill. Well, House of Hain, I get it. Yeah, we're all excited.
There is some football starting this weekend, though. The USFL is kicking off. This is
that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
And they're doing something that I heard that is like, I don't know why the NFL hasn't done yet. The ball, they can measure if it's a first. There's a chip in the ball that will measure if it's a first down or not, and not leave it to the bullshit.
The USFL and the NFL came together, and they're basically like the experimental league. So the NFL doesn't want to implement these chips, and then just it all glitches and nothing works, and they look like idiots. So they let the USFL do that. They're the experiment and test group, and see how it goes. And if it works, then they're going to implement it. So it's a win-win.
All right. Yeah, that
We
would
got
be
football
awesome
in
to see
April.
that. But we're with you, House of Hayne. We're we're all chomping at the bit right now for the freaking.
The one thing that did just happen is kind of keeping me distracted a little bit is baseball. Like I'm into baseball until football starts again, and I'm like, F that shit. You know, so I got a little bit of baseball until we get ramped up for Chargers again. So
Do you want to say
Get out of
who
my
you-
way.
Do you want to say who you support and really divide this listener group?
yeah, I can. But I don't talk shit
Come
to
on.
Dodger fans. Like I respect Dodger fans because especially the ones that are Charger fans. But
Dave is so disappointed right now.
I'm a Padre fan.
Our dad is listening to this, just shaking his head.
I got a lot of friends. I was in LA for a long time. I have a lot of Dodger
Shaking
friends.
Dodger fans.
I got some Dodger friends. No,
Dad
but
is shaking his head even hard. Our grandpa is rolling over in his grave
what's
right now.
new? What's new? I'm the disappointment. It's fine.
Oh, he finally admits it. I'm the
Oh,
favorite. Let's go.
You're a football coach. I went into film. Like, give me a break. Clearly, I failed.
All right, just go Padres.
Go Padres. All right. Thank you, House of Hayne, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Live for the Day for.
Certified fresh for.
Who asked the question for? So Drew Tranquil has a weekly podcast. He was supposed to have on Derwin last week, and Drew asked for questions for the show. One of them being Tyron's situation since DJ and him are tight. The new pod was mysteriously not put out. Can you get either DJ or Drew on the show? The other thing is Merriman said the Chargers have one more big move, but not as big as Mac. So I don't know if the April Fools of him coming back was it, and he was joking, or if it's something else. Can you get him on the show?
We have had Merriman on the show like
We have, yes.
a little over a year ago, so I think we could probably do that. Gotta reach out to the people.
Just get them
that-
all on the show. Look,
Just
if
bring
any of
them
you
all
guys
on
have
round
hookups,
table.
let us
Yeah,
know.
round table.
Get round table it.
Weekly round table with
Bring 'em
Drew,
in.
DJ, and Merriman.
Yeah.
I love these questions because, like, I think people think that we're a bigger deal than we are.
We're not.
Oh, yeah. We
Like when
are-
we get these, we do have like Chris Hayrie coming up on Friday, so we're like,
Oh,
we're
and-
each we're getting some clout.
But
Like people, people will.
But I think the
hang out
tell
with
is
us
this:
a little bit.
when Kevin gets these interviews and he texts our group, we all like lose our
Whoa,
crap. Like,
what?
oh my god, you
Whoa,
really
whoa,
got it.
whoa, whoa,
What are you gonna
whoa,
say?
whoa,
What
whoa,
questions are we gonna ask?
yeah,
we lose
like, guys,
it.
guys,
Yeah.
help me! I'm like panicking. What's happening?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the Merriman. I was like, when I interviewed Merriman, you can go back and listen to that one. Now I was nervous. That was like the first big player we'd had, and I was like,
That was,
okay,
yeah,
this
that was a
is
big
for
one.
real. Yeah,
That was huge.
So, but yeah, absolutely, we're trying to get more on here. Now that I'm not working my ass off on that movie, it's a little easier for me to try and line stuff up. So
right.
I'm working on it for you guys. I
think
promise.
I think all Charger fans need to put the Tyrann Mathieu to bed. That's just
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You need to put it to bed.
I think the likelihood is slim to none. It
Yeah.
like, could it happen? I mean, considering that
I'm gonna
considering
lean
that
into
Khalil
none.
Mack, considering
Yeah.
that Khalil Mack is only hitting us for what was it, 8 million this year? Like, could they structure the contract in a way that he just doesn't hit it as hard? Yes, that's possible. Is it likely? I really don't think so. No, I think
I think the whole idea is that DJ is probably going to be the next big thing that happens to the Chargers as he
That
gets a
might be
contract.
the Merriman big move that
That's
he's
what I
talking
that could
about.
be.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that
Yeah.
could be.
That's what I really think it is. So
Yeah. Well,
it's
and
cool
if they
that
can
Drake-
do that,
I didn't know. Yeah,
I was going to say, if they could do that, that might clear up some money. If they get him signed and restructure some
It
contracts,
gives you at least gives you a look into the future of what
Yeah.
you're wanting
you know
to
how
do
that
moving
that
forward.
accounting works. Don't ask us because it doesn't make any sense at
No.
all how they do that.
No, but so yeah, I don't foresee it happening. He's already been visiting with other teams. He's not visited with the Chargers. I know that much. So, yeah, I don't think that would happen. But yeah, we're definitely going to try to get more players on here. We've had a few Charger players, and they've been awesome to have on here. And the more the frickin' merrier. I
Definitely
can't
get
imagine how to
Rumpf and Braden Fajoko again because those guys rule.
absolutely.
Those
Yeah.
guys are awesome, man.
So we're working on it. Live for the day for. But thank you for asking the question.
And
Let's-
thank you for joining us.
And thank you for
First time.
joining us.
Yeah, welcome.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's move it on now to Bobby Wagoner.
Yeah.
who asked the question.
I'm just curious to why has Rivers never had an interview about Herbert? He's broke records already, and I figured somebody would ask Phil about this. I can't seem to find anything on what his thoughts are about Just Incredible. What do you think?
I think the only certified fresh. Sorry, Bobby Wagner.
I think certified fresh.
So I think it's certified fresh. But dude, I think the only reason we ever heard from Philip Rivers was because he got like pushed into the conference room. Doesn't have a cell phone. Like he doesn't have a computer. Like we're just not gonna in the age of like in the age of like having to do all these interviews and stuff on Zoom and stuff. Like I guarantee you, he doesn't know how Zoom works. Like somebody probably sits him in front of a computer and then pushes
the button.
Yeah. So there's probably, and he's got a monster family. I want to hear him like wax poetic about Justin as much as anyone. So maybe one day, but he's got a lot going on.
I mean, nobody's really heard from Phil since leaving the Chargers. Like we heard about him coaching, but now that that's done, it's like you don't hear anything.
Yeah, there was like little rumblings there in the middle of the season when the Saints, when their quarterback situation got a little bit cloudy, and he was like, if they were interested, they can reach out, type of a thing. But that's pretty much all we've heard of Phil. So he kind of rode off into the sunset.
Well, I think that's it. I think he's not
bolo tie flapping.
I think he's just leaving the door open. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's ready to call it quits. I think he'll leave it open if somebody wants to call him, but I don't know that anybody's going to call him. So
he's not like pushing to be in the spotlight.
No,
anymore.
He's not in the analyst
it's not the type
world
of guy
or anything like that.
I have a bold prediction. You will never see a Philip Rivers podcast. That's just not going to happen.
No,
never.
No. You'll never. Drew Tranquil has one. Phil Rivers will not have a podcast
unless his daughter like starts one and has him on as a guest.
Exactly.
One and done.
Exactly. One and done.
All right. Well, Bobby Wagner will be keeping our eyes open for Phil to come out of his hole and see his shadow. But thank you for asking
the shit out of it when it happens.
Yeah, we all will, 100%. But thank you for asking the question and welcome as well. Let's move on now to Cerberus21, who asked the question. Tally ho, Charger Chat. Hello and a very good draft month to the Bolt Brethren. Now then, I know the pitchforks and torches have been broken out, but let us all be at ease for our departed brother Nwosu. Rather than feel betrayed, let us remember the last game where he played with all his might and left everything he had on the field and feel for him instead. I were to bet if the Chargers gave him a workable deal, he may have considered, but I doubt we offered anything close to the Seahawks, if at all. Also, on an unrelated note, Melvin Gordon's arse is a free agent. Guess we know who has had the last laugh. Ha ha! My precarious question for the lords of the Charger Chat would be, are we perhaps nervous about the Murray injury? Not so much that it's him, but that there's no one else besides Drew Tranquil who I think can be an above-average linebacker, still can't seem to stay healthy. And while I love me some Eamon Ogbongbemiga, him getting juked out of his cleats by Rex Burkhead still haunts me to this day. And remember, my friends, things are only impossible until they are not. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Well, that was a good Patrick Stewart. I like that.
I don't know about that, but
there's definitely, like, I think we're going to be drafting some linebackers because there's definitely, we lost some significant ones this year just to other teams.
Right.
Yeah. Kaiser leaving, there's a hole and it's got to be filled somehow.
Absolutely.
So I get it. Time will tell. The Kenneth Murray thing, honestly, I'm kind of relieved to hear that he was really injured. Like, I'm glad that he was really hurt and that we can blame his poor performance on him playing through injury all year.
Right. Yeah.
That's a shamelessly positive fucking way to look at this, Kyle.
As opposed to him just sucking, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, at least for the future of him on the Chargers, it's like, okay, that's 2 years in a row now where he has not been healthy. Doesn't bode well for him staying healthy, but at least if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a better football player than what we saw last year.
Right. Absolutely. There's definitely a hole. I'm sure it'll get shorn up in the draft. We do have Bamiga. We do have Nick Neiman. Were they flashy last year? Of course not. But they're going into a second year now. Obviously learning a lot going from college to the NFL. So I think there's still a possibility that those could be, productive guys. I don't know that they'll be top of the class, but, be able to take care of the situation. And if K9 can get that surgery all taken care of, I think we're going to be all right. So, Cerberus21, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Ricky, who asked the question.
Kyle, what's the difference between a nose tackle and a defensive tackle, and which is more important in Staley's defense?
Kyle's 3 current players versus Kevin's 3 legacy players in pickup basketball. Who wins, Wolldog?
Kevin. Any spoilers for the movie you just finished?
We got to spin the wheel.
Oh, Jesus.
Ricky, 3 fingers.
All right. Kyle, what is the difference between a nose tackle and a defensive tackle?
Yeah, so where alignment is different. So nose tackles are going to line up on the center for the most part. So you're going to be at a 0 head up on the center, or a shaded one side or the other. Defensive tackles are kind of flexible. You can move them around a lot. They can play in a 2, which is head up on the guard, a 3, which is outside shade of the guard, a 4-eye, which is inside shade of the tackle. Those guys move around a lot. It's hard to say who's more important. You normally have 2 defensive tackles and only 1 nose tackle. So you got to have a guy in the middle. A lot of the times what I saw last year on our running game that struggled was there was just so much push off the ball. We only have 3 defensive linemen on our base package. Those 3 guys have to be able to hold the line of scrimmage. If they can hold the line of scrimmage, meaning they don't get pushed back, that gives angles for the linebackers to fill and make plays. And that's what defense is designed to do most of the time. Defensive linemen, if they make tackles, great, but you don't see 100 tackle defensive linemen. They don't make 100 tackles a season. Linebackers all the time. So you're trying to set up your defense. Defensive linemen, you want to absorb players and hold the line of scrimmage, allow the linebackers to get downfield and fill those gaps. Now, if defensive linemen can't hold up blockers, those blockers are going to get up to backers, and those defensive linemen are going to get pushed. So if I had to answer, what I think is the most important is probably nose tackle as opposed to defensive tackles, because there's just some flexibility there. You can kind of cover them up a little bit. Nose tackles, usually you're getting double team every single play. And if that point gets pushed back at all, that backside linebacker is not going to be able to make plays. So that would be my final answer. Nose tackle.
Davis. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So in a pickup game of basketball, Kyle's 3 current players versus Kevin's 3 legacy players. What are your teams, gentlemen?
I'm going Derwin James, Justin Herbert, and Keenan Allen.
It's a solid team.
I'm going Michael.
Justin, we saw Justin Herbert dunking on some poor fool this summer. Keenan Allen has like a youth basketball travel team, so he's got to be into the game.
Yeah.
And then Derwin's just an elite athlete.
I think those are solid picks. Yeah, but
yeah.
What do you got?
I'll go LeBron James.
No. What are you doing?
Current players for what?
3 legacy Chargers. We're talking. There's a Charger chat.
I don't see Chargers anywhere in this question.
Did you forget what our show is?
Loophole.
We are Chargers. Dun, 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 dun.
It doesn't say Chargers in this question. I just want to let you know that.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick 3.
Michael Jordan,
LeBron James,
and
Magic Johnson. Yeah, get out of here. Shut the frick up.
So legacy players. Let's go. God, I don't even know
who played basketball at Kent State.
Antonio Gates.
There you go.
I'll go Gates.
Softball that one for you.
That was a nice little lob. I'll go Gates. I'll go Vincent Jackson, and I'll go What's another big boy? Let's throw Chris Hardwick in there because he'll
Nick
fuck some
Hardwick?
shit up. Nick Hardwick, sorry, Chris Hardwick. I combined some people.
Yeah, from
Nick
the
Hardwick.
Nerds.
You and Ramon.
Let's throw Nick Hardwick. I Ramon that.
You Ramon it.
Nick Hardwick in there just for some elbows.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wins?
Who wins, Wooly?
I mean, Kyle's got to. That's the winner. I'm sorry. It's
My
sorry,
original lineup would have won, but whatever.
I even had a whole first answer for you to like think through who your team was going to be.
Right.
Come on, guy.
Thanks, Kyle.
Your first answer, LeBron James.
Yeah. Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. They're all going to be legacy, or if not legacy players.
Okay, you're right.
It doesn't say
Touché.
Chargers in here.
Bugs Bunny, Foghorn Leghorn,
Yeah,
and
Space Jam.
Lola Bunny.
Yeah,
Space Jam.
Space
Come on,
Jam,
they're gonna
yeah.
kick
Let's
ass.
go. Sign it up.
All right. And any spoilers, Kevin, for the movie that you just shot?
Oh yeah.
Are you tight-lipped? Did you sign an NDA? What do you got?
They didn't get me on that.
So
Gonna
you could get the
blow
whole
this
movie.
thing
All
wide
right, everybody,
open.
sit back. Let's hear the whole story.
Someone may or may not be kidnapped in the first 15 minutes of this movie.
Ooh. All right. It's a
whodunit crime
whodunit
crime movie, and
Ooh.
it's gonna be pretty sweet. I think you'll like it. I'll
Okay.
let you know when it's ready to be viewed. You guys will all hear it here first.
I'm excited. I can't wait to check it out. So, all right, Ricky. Well, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Terrell Cooper, who asked the question. Oh, God, I can't believe I never asked this question sooner. Maybe Will finally smack some sense into me because I just came up with the perfect off-season motherfucking question, motherfucker. Who are your top 5 players currently on the team? That's including new motherfucking player. And if you're really a crazy motherfucker, tell me who's your top 5 Chargers of all time. Shit. I'm tired, boss. Let me just sip on this moonshine here. To calm me down. It's been a hell of a week. Hoping to get a new motherfucking tackle by the end of the month. All right, y'all, keep it real and stay away from Will. All right, I'm out. Okay, motherfucker, love you. Bye. Go, motherfucking Chargers.
No,
That was a terrible Chris Rock. I'll be the first to say. Yeah. Bam. Oh, jeez.
Shit.
Making history here on Charger Chat. All right. So, who are your top 5 players currently on the team?
Herbert.
Well, I'm
Eckler.
sure we can all come into agreement. Just
Yeah, we
Herbert.
all. Herbert. I got Eckler.
Derwin James,
Derwin James, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
Khalil Mack, or Joey Bosa.
But I pulled Keenan and I put those 2 edge rushers on there. I probably would at this point.
All right. Well, that's 5.
It's because Keenan Allen's underrated. You did it. You just did it. You just underrated Keenan. You just
That's
did
hard.
it.
5. That's
You
hard.
just proved the point.
No, actually, I take
PFF,
back.
hire Kevin. He's ready. He's available.
He's
You just PFF'd Keenan.
I'm backing it off. I'm backing it off. I think Keenan. I haven't seen Khalil Mack play as a Charger yet, so I'm going to reserve that till next season when this question is proposed. So we'll go Joey and Keenan.
All right. So, Herbert, Keenan, Joey, Derwin. Who's the 5th one?
Austin.
He said Eckler.
Eccles.
Oh, Eckler. Okay. I didn't hear Eckler. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get on that train.
Yeah. If that didn't make any sense, maybe I should work for PFF because I might be solid.
Yeah.
All right. And then top 5 Chargers of all time. This is
Phil.
it's tough.
We could all
LT,
agree
I
on
think, is
Phil.
number 1.
Yeah.
Say again.
We can
Damian
agree on
Tomlinson
Phil.
is number
Right.
1.
100% LT.
And Phil Rivers. We got to that's just the soft spot for all of us, right? Phil Rivers.
Sure.
Yeah. Junior Seau.
Junior
Seau,
gotta
yeah.
do it. We're kind of the 90 and
Keenan
older.
Allen?
Keenan Allen. We're kind of the older.
We'd probably say
like
Lance
90s and
Allworth.
older.
Oh, yeah. He's got to be an all-time great. He has
Yeah.
to be, right?
He's a retired number. So, yeah, we got to say him. One more. Sean Merriman.
Antonio?
No.
Oh, Antonio.
Gates?
I got to say Antonio Gates. 100%
Yeah, he's a Hall
Antonio
of Famer.
Gates. Yeah.
There's-
Most touchdowns ever. You got to say Antonio Gates. Stop
gotta
thinking
go-
about it, Kevin.
I got to go Darren Bennett. I got to go Darren Bennett because there's a part of me that loves seeing a punter just fucking lay people out. Like he hit people so hard and it was like close arm stuff. Like I just remember being so happy watching Darren Bennett light people up. So that's like a guilty pleasure.
Darren Bennett, all-time Charger over Keenan Allen.
All-time Charger punter.
No. That wasn't the question though. It was all-time legacy Chargers. You just picked a punter over Keenan Allen.
Right.
He's not a legacy player yet, Kyle.
Right. So LT, Phil, Junior Seau, Lance Allworth, and that fifth one,
Antonio Gates.
Sean Merriman. Oh, Antonio Gates. That's right.
Yeah, Gatesy.
Yeah, Gatesy boy. All right. Well, there you go.
We're clearly the 90s and later fans. Like we definitely don't hit the 80s.
We're
70s,
more of the
and
current
60s.
crowd. Yes.
90s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
If we ask Tony, that'd be a different story.
It'd be a different answer. Yeah. To each his own.
To each his own. 100%. He asked us. Okay.
Yeah.
Get off our back. All right. Terrell Cooper, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Staley's Nuts and Bolts, who asked the question, what position is least likely to be filled by the end of the draft? If the position that is not filled is right tackle, what will our options be?
I think if it's not. Yeah, go ahead.
Storm Norton.
That's the option.
Well, let's start first question. What position is least likely to be filled by the end of the draft?
We can't answer that. We don't know.
So hard.
We're just taking a shot.
Available.
I say wide receiver. I don't think wide receiver is going to be addressed during the draft.
I don't think there's
unless somebody falls to us in the first round. I think there's going to be so many other players. It's hard to say. I'd say the first 4 rounds. It's hard to say.
That's the hard part.
So
until we know what happens in that first round, I think we could take any position in the first round based on who falls there.
Who falls to us.
So there's no way to know because it's not like we're so left tackle dependent like last year or quarterback dependent like 2 years ago. It's just anyone. If the best receiver, if there's a stud receiver that falls to us, if there's a stud corner that falls to us, like it doesn't matter. It's whoever's the best that shows up there, we're going to take. So there's no way for me to guess that. And the people that are out there guessing are doing just that. They're guessing.
Right.
We don't know what the other 16 teams are going to do. Plus with maybe people moving up or us moving back. So,
and it's interesting too with like the way, Staley's rebuilding this team. He's picking guys that he wants. So we may have like a buttload of players at a certain position, but he sees a guy that fits his style of play better in the draft. I guarantee you he'll take that person, whoever that is. Right. He's clearly overhauling this the way he wants it. So I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So if the position that doesn't get filled during the draft is right tackle, I mean, the options, we've heard the talk of Filer moving out to right tackle, Storm Norton being the possibility out there. I mean, I think it's not Storm. The best. You think it's going to be him?
Yeah, well, I mean, look what he did last year. He had a couple bad games, but like we still had a 5,000 passing, Justin wasn't getting, that is the
top
backup
5 offense.
That is the backup plan. Storm Norton is your backup right tackle plan. So I think they will address it, but if it doesn't, it's going to be Storm Norton.
Okay.
My opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I could lie to you guys and come up with an answer, and maybe that's what you want, and maybe I'm copping out by not doing that.
Set yourself up for failure, Kyle. Let's go.
I just don't I don't know. I'm sorry. The top 5, 10 tackles in free agency are off the board.
Right. Yeah.
I don't watch the Buffalo Bills free agent right tackle to know that's the guy we're going to go after. I'm not lying to you guys. So yeah, I really don't know. I think that is a hole. I think right guard, we don't know. Brendan Hymus, we all thought big things. We heard great things out of him at a training camp and never saw him. So that's kind of what people are penciling in as our right guard. So I think that's a question mark as well. That whole right side of the line. So I think right tackle potentially is what we will address in that first round. But then again, I don't know if an Olave falls to us and we really love him, or a Stingley is they're scared of his injuries and he falls. Like I don't know.
Can't not take some of those guys. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a lot of options out there, Staley's Nuts and Bolts, and we don't know. But thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Justin Sabercool, who asked the Sabercooliest question.
that a real joke?
Oh boy, dude. Recently on Chargers Twitter, there was a debate about like pineapple on pizza. Do you think it belongs on pizza like a bunch of degenerates? Or do you have like superior taste buds? Keep up the amazing. You can't let me buy.
Keep up the amazing.
Keep up the amazing.
All right.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
And put me down as a degenerate because I love me some fucking pineapple and Canadian bacon pizza, baby.
Yeah, I don't ever order it, but if it was the only, like, if I was at an event or a party and that's what was ordered, I would eat it.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I order it. So
Nice.
if you feel differently about me now, I totally understand. Yeah, just let me know.
Send the hate mail to Kev Huggin Duggan.
Yeah. P.O. Box doesn't exist.
P.O. Box, don't care.
Yeah.
Lick
I
my
love
nuts.
pineapples.
Missouri.
I do enjoy all the other meat pizzas and veggie pizzas. It's just kind of wherever the
Kevin
wind
enjoys
takes
it all.
me.
He doesn't turn it down.
I
It's
hug it all,
pizza.
baby. I'll
That's
bring
right.
it in.
He brings it in.
Except for cheese. Like, if you're just
except for
ordering a cheese. You're just ordering cheese. You either got a 5-year-old and a really picky wife, or both. That's why I like
good
both.
look.
I think that's why the thought of me getting any topping on my pizza is like, I'll take whatever you want.
Exciting.
Just
Yeah,
give
you're
it to
like,
me.
pineapple, that's exciting.
Just give it to me,
Right.
please. I'll take it. I'll take
Right.
whatever.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin just puts the most disgusting stuff on his pizza, so he doesn't have
So
to
now my
share
kids
with any
won't
of
eat
his
it.
family.
Yeah. Anchovies all day.
There you
Yeah.
go. All right. Yeah, I would never order it. And if I was offered a piece, I would just pick it off and let it sit on the plate.
Oh,
Just put it on mine. I'll double
Yeah,
down.
I put it on Kev's. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah.
You freaking degenerate. All right. Justin, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Nate, who asked the question. A question for each of you guys. Kevin, since you work in the movie industry, what was your favorite movie to work on? Kyle, what moment in your coaching career has stuck with you? Bulldog, what is your favorite thing about living in Idaho? All right. One by one. Kevin,
Favorite
movie industry, what's your favorite movie to work on?
Favorite movie that I have worked on, or your favorite movie to work on?
What was so past tense your favorite movie to work on?
that I did?
Yeah.
There's one called Truth or Dare. It's like a horror movie. It was super fun. It was hard,
Yeah, that
but
was
like
cool.
all the cast in it was really awesome, and we're all still kind of friends to this day. So
Aw,
I'd say that one was like a really fun one, and it's pretty gory.
it is pretty gory.
Pretty
I've
fun.
seen it. I
It's
can
good
attest
times.
to it. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. So if you want to, it's on Netflix. So if you want to go see it, Truth or Dare, enjoy.
Check it out. All right, Kyle, coaching or a moment in your coaching career that stuck with you.
yeah. So there's some like league championships and some special teams that I got to coach, but I think one of my like a moment or kind of an experience that stuck with me the most was getting to coach with Ron Meeks, who was the Super Bowl champion
Right,
coach.
Yeah.
His son was on our team. He was coaching for the Chargers, so he was living in San Diego, and he sent his son to our school.
Mm-hmm.
So I coached his son for a year, and then the Chargers actually let him go, Ron. So he was wanting his son to finish out his high school career before he moved. So he was not working and living in the community and wanted to come help. So he was my assistant defensive back coach,
crazy.
which is insane. Yeah. And I was like 25 at the time. I was a varsity D coordinator. I was 25, and Ron Meeks, Super Bowl champion defensive coordinator, was on my staff.
That's so cool.
And he was so humble. Like, it was insane.
Mm.
That's not only in like coaching I've taken that over to, but all aspects of my life. He was like, you're the coach. I'm supporting you. You make the decisions. I'll give you my input, but whatever you say goes. Let's go do it. So, yeah, that's definitely just my relationship with him has stuck with me for sure.
That's very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite thing about living in Idaho? Number one is the folks. Obviously, I like being close to the folks, and I get to see them on a regular basis. So always good to see Mama and Papa Bulldog. I enjoy the weather. Honestly, like it gets hot in the summertime and nice and cold and snowy in the wintertime. And there was one winter that it was really bad, but ever since then, like winters have been pretty tolerable. So it's good to experience, because I mean, coming from Southern California where it gets like from like
season.
60 to 100, like it never gets colder than that. Like there was just no major change. So coming to Idaho and experience the change in the weather is actually kind of sweet. So all right, well, there you go, Nate. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Gas Man, who asked the question.
All right, you fucking hooligans. It's way too early to be talking fantasy, but you can't drop a bomb like you did and not expect me to jump on it like a dog in heat. I want in this bitch. Let's do this. What's the most unique thing you've been in? League you've been in, excuse me. My favorite was our beer bet league. Each week, the head-to-head teams put a 6-pack of beer on the line. Ultimate League loser bought the keg for the Super Bowl party and had to drink from a sippy cup.
That's awesome.
I've never been in a league that cool ever.
No.
That's sick.
No, that's because Kevin's always the commissioner of all our leagues.
Why don't you do it? I don't want to do it anymore. I quit.
You do
I've tried to quit your league for 7 years now, and you keep reeling me in on the draft day.
That's how good of a commissioner I am. I won't let you leave.
Yeah.
Or you can't find anyone else to join.
No.
I just like you. Believe it or not, Kyle, I kind of like having you around. But if you want to keep going in this direction,
it doesn't kill you to say it every once in a while.
Well, if you want to force it out of me, there you go. Enjoy it, you prick.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's good.
My pleasure.
Oh man.
But yeah, we want to figure out some kind of fantasy league to do for. We got to look at how to set it up. But
yeah,
a
how
Charger Chat
fair
fantasy
with
league, who gets to be in it, type of a thing.
Yeah, and because I think there's way you can do it where you can have a whole bunch of teams and it's more of a head to head with like a record at the end, and it's less about like the tiers and stuff. So I'm gonna do a little research.
Look into it, commish.
Yeah, another league I can commission. That'd be fucking great. Why don't you do it, Coach? But I'll look into it. I'll find a way, and we'll let you jump on that bone. Gas Man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't think of any. I can't think of any unique leagues that I've ever been in. It's all either been money related or just bragging rights related.
Dude, literally 12 years ago, I set up the scoring and haven't changed it for all the leagues I commissioned.
Yeah,
like there's nothing unique about it. Like
we had linebackers and DBs in our league was fun. Forever.
That was kind of fun.
I do like this, that. Like the bringing a drinking game into the mix and like sippy cup.
I think that's great.
That could be like the last game of the season, like tailgate, like some kind of epic thing happens to the loser.
Oh yeah,
like
at Thunder Alley,
like a Buffalo Bills, like we go through a table kind of deal, like something fun. So if you got ideas, shoot over DM, let me know what you're thinking. Or if you've been in a league like this where you can have a whole bunch of people in it, just hit us up on DM on Twitter or Instagram and let us know what you got. If you have
or put it down in the comments. Yeah.
Or that.
All right. Well, there you go, Gas Man. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to James Malia. I'm not sure. Certified fresh. We know that much.
Is it? Yep. It is. Yep.
Who asked the question?
A question for the three of you. With the expectation that we will have minimum 5 primetime games, if you could, which game would you choose for one of them? For me, Monday Night Football Week 1, the Raiders in Vegas to start the season off with a W where our season ended last season.
I like that. The retribution game.
That's tough to top. Yeah.
That's an epic way to start. I'd rather do it at home, but I do see the beauty of the symmetry of that. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
The parallelness of it. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that could top that. I mean,
LA playing the Rams early in the season.
Oh, that could be a good one. Yeah.
On Monday Night
Football at SoFi against the Rams. Against the Super Bowl champs.
And the fight for LA. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just don't want Thursday night football games because one, it's always way too quick of a turnaround. Two, you watch your game, then you have to wait like 10 days before you get another game. There's a lot of things about Thursday night football I really don't like. It's just for fantasy when you have other players you can watch on your fantasy team. So hopefully it's a lot of Sunday and Monday night games for us.
Yeah. It's I think there's definitely going to be a hefty amount of primetime games going into this next season that will be very fun to watch. We'll find out what they are. But James, thank you for asking the question. We moving on now to Ramon. Hey, wait a minute. Is this? Hey, Ramon.
Ramon, my name's Kyle.
Capital K, little Y, L-E.
Little Y, little X.
All
Big
right.
hug.
Let's go to Ramon's question. Here we go.
Okay, this is gonna sound geeky, but hear me out. Quantum physics says that the way you look at things literally changes them. #observe effect. Check it out if you want your mind blown. It's entirely possible that we, the fans of the Los Angeles Superchargers, have the power to lift our team to a Super Bowl victory. How the hell can we do that, you asked? Here's the Cliff Notes version. Combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion and sustain that feeling your entire day by not turning on Dan Orlovsky or Nick Wright. If you want to go deeper, check out Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. He's a wizard in his own right. Anyway, if we Charger fans before bed each night drift off with the image of Justin Herbert, Derwin James, Teabag Bosa, and Brandon Staley hoisting the Lombardi Trophy and feel the ecstasy, the passion, the love, and joy, the gratitude for our team finally kicking the hell out of Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and we can maintain that feeling until February, we will create a gigantic electromagnetic signature that goes beyond space and time and brings that event to us. That's a big bite of a big apple pie. But it's scientifically proven. How awesome would that be? K-love you, bye.
Oh, that was so good.
All
Great
right.
voice. What is it? What are we calling that voice? Because I want that.
That's my lispy nerd. He's got facts and science to tell you.
We gotta have
Don't
that one every
question
episode.
his motives.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right. So this is like kind of power of suggestion kind of thing, kind of like that, imagining it and it will come to you kind of thing.
Dude, we're giving out those shamelessly positive good vibes.
I think this is great. I would love to go to bed each night. Yeah.
Go. I want all of this. Yeah.
All right, everybody. You all got homework to do. When you go to bed tonight, just picture it. You don't have to do it for very long, just before you go to sleep.
I'm going to close my eyes. Walk me through it.
Yeah, do it again.
Okay.
One more time with the voice.
So
you got to close your eyes, okay?
Okay.
Now imagine it's a stadium. It's in Arizona, so it's the Arizona Stadium, right? It's a little warm, a little tepid, but it's not too uncomfortable, okay? And the crowd is full of people. The crowd is roaring with their cheers. And you hear that that celebration music, that da 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 da. And the guys walking the Lombardi trophies coming down. Everybody's coming up and touching it. There's Derwin James. He's rubbing on it. Joey Bosa just does a little tea bag on it just for good luck. Just a couple little spots on the top of it. And he walks it up to the podium, and there's Justin Herbert. He sways his hair from side to side. And he's hugging Staley so hard. They're both crying because it's emotional. And they're men. They're comfortable with that. And they say, ladies and gentlemen, the Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Chargers. And everybody cheers because it finally fucking happened.
There you go. Now you can all go to bed.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to crop that, and I'll just put that on repeat as I fall asleep.
Oh, my God. You really put me in the space.
Roger Goodell trips on his way up the stairs and falls on his face.
That was perfect.
Oh,
all right.
God. Thank
All
you,
right,
Ramon.
Ramon, we're
There you
doing
go.
it, dude.
Ramon.
Thanks, dude.
There you go, buddy.
We're pulling our weight in this whole thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're having fun here. God damn it. All right. Moving on now to Jeebs.
He is silent.
All right. Thank you. That's the question.
He's back.
He's back.
Jeebs, come back. Any kind of fool could see the motherfucking D is silent, and I'll never ever forget it. Jeebs, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. One more time. Jeebs, come back. Any kind of fool could see the motherfucking D is silent, and I'll never ever forget it. Jeebs, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Hello, my Charger boys. Mrs. Doubtfire here, and this D is most definitely not silent. Get it? Because I'm here. Never mind. Anywho, I just wanted to say hello. I have no question, maybe just a statement. Nick Wright ought to be monkey stomped and have his limbs shipped to his family. Just saying. Don't mess with my Bolt boys. All right. Well, until next time. Oh, and Wooly, don't forget, the motherfucking D is motherfucking silent. Okay? Be better, my guy. Hey, love you. Oh, yeah. And the Raiders. Okay, love you, my boys. All right.
Good to have you back, Jeeves.
Good to
come back.
And you're still in form. You could take a couple weeks off, come back mid-stride. Just roll it.
Just like riding a bike.
You have a bye week sometimes. It takes a little time to knock the rust off the wheels. Not for the silent D.
Not for Jeep.
He's ready.
No, he's always game ready.
He's he's ready at the drop of a hat.
Form.
He heard the call. We put up the Jeep signal, and he responded. So
the Jeep signal.
It's just a big
D
jet.
with a line through it.
Silent D.
All
right.
A good one.
We love you, Jeeves. Good to hear from you, buddy. All right. Well, let's go out of this Ask Bolt fam with unanimous. Who asked the question?
Oh, boy. Glad to see Coach is back, even though it did seem like Huggin and Wolldog were having more fun without him. Hoo-ha! For a second, I thought my hypothetical question came to life. Coincidentally, have you guys heard of this new Chargers podcast called Charger Talk Podcast? It's hosted by these guys named Coach Lyle and Greg from Schmexis. They seem okay. Ran into a couple episodes while Coach was on vacation. The title of the episodes are a little weird, though. Like the first one is titled, F*** You, Kevin, and Adam, Podcast Bitches. Hoo-ha! And another one was, I'm Dad's favorite, and all the fans tune in to Charger Chat because of me. Y'all should give them a listen. Okay, love you. Bye. Hoo-ha!
Yeah.
Charger Talk
I
Podcast.
promise I have no shoot off with aliases.
Really?
You better not.
I swear.
I don't know. I saw a collection of mustaches when I was at your house. I feel like you might have some aliases.
In
No, I
disguise.
swear. And you guys probably do. You guys probably do have more fun without me because you guys just agree on everything all the time.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I have
pretty
to
much.
be.
We're on the
I
same
have to
wavelength.
be
I
the
can't
other
help it.
voice here.
You are. Well, that's why we brought you on. It was like
That's
Yeah,
why
we
we brought you.
we
on.
were
we need
arguing
somebody
it.
to be a contrarian to us.
When we were
Yeah,
arguing
that's
about
why
the
we-
Keenan Allen thing, my pimp hand, I just had to put it down and be like, Kyle's back.
I real bad wanted to punch you in the face.
I wanted to
Yeah,
smack
real
the
bad.
shit out of you.
yeah.
All right. Well, Kyle's denying it. We'll have to check with Craig
I'll have
from
to go look into that.
Schmexis
Yeah.
and see if we can line this up. See if I can maybe analyze some wavelengths of some voice patterns
Go
or something.
full
Figure
voice
this
investigation.
thing out. All right. Unanimous. Thank you for asking the
awesome,
question. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions. And Ask Bolt fam. It was a hell of an Ask Bolt fam for this episode. So I think that's going to do it for us here at the Charger Chat. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I have a bold prediction.
Oh,
Kevin's
do tell.
Kevin's going to get a very upset review from Coach Dave Duggan this week. He's not
Bring
going to
it.
be happy with some of your takes.
Look, buddy.
Bring it.
Look, buddy.
Yeah, he'll look buddy.
You're going to
me.
get some look, buddy.
He's gonna look buddy me. I love you,
All
Dad,
right.
but bring it. That's all I
We
gotta
love
say.
you.
Love
We
you,
love you.
Pops.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Say love you, bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Do you find yourself having a hard time going to sleep? With everything going on in the world today, the struggle is real. But now, there's an answer. Now you're not alone when you're trying desperately to fall asleep. Introducing Sleep With Me, a revolutionary way to fall asleep fast. Put on some headphones and gently drift off to dreamland as I help you imagine all your hopes and dreams, providing both an observer effect as well as the calm, soothing sounds of my voice to help you fall asleep fast. Sleep with me today, and you'll be wondering how you've lived life without it. Please, for your sake and mine, sleep with me.